It's 12:53. Yeah. Yo, what's up, y'all? It's Open Exchange. We talk about the next chain of events. My name is Nate.
Boobie.
Dom.
Leon.
And here today we have a special guest of ours. I'm gonna introduce himself.
Junie.
We're gonna get into it. Cause
I'm glad we can finally have you with us.
How was all your week?
Oh yeah, we good.
Good.
I'm glad our week was cut short.
I ain't gonna lie. The fact that we had a 4-day week was a blessing. Holy blessing. I needed it.
And you work at the same office as Leon.
Yeah, I need to get the break. I ain't gonna work.
Working bullshit medical consultant.
Nah,
Y'all can't be doing this on set.
nah, we can do it.
We can't be naming it though.
That's not the name.
Yeah, man.
Y'all got any new shit? I know you just dropped.
Yeah, I just dropped a new poem. I actually got some new music for y'all for real. That's what I got like 3 new tracks.
I ain't gonna hold you. I heard it.
That shit was fake. You saw the C's that nigga said collective collaborating or something. I think it was getting crazy.
I ain't gonna lie. You went your little back with it. Yeah, you went a little back with it.
I really fucked me up though. I was high.
You went your little back with it.
Yeah.
I had seen him when you posted put like 9 or 10 o'clock. He was like, should I drop something?
Yes and yes. That shit.
That's the first time you dropped
I really was debating which one to click. I'm like,
No,
I clicked the one that was 29%. That's the fucked up part. I was like, shit, I got it wrong.
I mean, listen, I see it. I didn't click nothing.
I appreciate you.
I saw you. I see you.
I ain't like see you.
I can text it. I saw it.
I didn't engage though.
I ain't gotta click it.
It's fucked up.
I
I'm gonna listen to it.
Niggas don't support you. Your mans don't support you.
I don't support, but I heard it.
But I'm saying though, the algorithm, you gotta engage. You know,
Yeah, well, you gotta share, like, and like us the whole shit.
I did that shit.
Nah, he do.
We're commenting
I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying like to get people shit like on the Explore page, you gotta like, share, and then comment, and then
save it.
And save it
like
a bookmark joint. You do that just in case for everybody to know. If you follow any artist or local artist, your friend, whatever, and you support them, do all 3 of those things.
If y'all need any photography done, y'all can hit up. You got the lovely Miss Maurice, she behind the camera.
Produced by Reese.
And you got this little Boobie right here too.
Top little.
That's crazy.
Hit him up. Do something extra.
3 episodes in.
That's what I'm saying.
Where did Brisk come from?
You gonna let that rock? Huh? I'm gonna let that rock. What?
So real quick, hey, listen. I've been wondering this something. Where did Brisk Mellow come from?
Okay, so I feel
Brisk
like
got tea.
no, I like iced tea though, but those two words, I feel like are 2 accurate words to describe my personality. Brisk meaning like more energetic, and then mellow meaning calm.
That's what brisk meaning, nigga?
It's like I forgot the exact.
I thought brisk meant like
Close, like refreshing.
No.
Shit.
Shit.
And you, what about Pen and Strange?
Yeah, word. Talk to us.
About what? Talk to us.
And like,
I feel like later on, like no one really knows what I be talking about because I be like writing ambiguously, like about nothing until you get deep into it. And more likely, like some people may not know me, like y'all know me, but also you don't know what I'm writing about or why I'm writing it. And also, like I said, some people just don't know.
Why did you say dumb name?
Anyway.
What's your name?
So we done talked about you. We referenced you a few times, on the show in the first episode. I think the second episode too. So we wanted to have you on here so people finally get to put the face to the name.
You know what I'm saying?
So like, tell the people, shit about yourself, how you grew up, because you from Bed-Stuy.
From Bed-Stuy. I'm not gonna say exact street, but
Project.
Obviously.
I was about to say we got to go to the
Go ahead.
From Bed-Stuy, obviously, these are homies. They want me to come on here and showcase, I guess, myself. Okay,
we lost everything.
Fuck on saying.
Say you just nigga.
Growing up, that's a good question because what I see that was regular, I didn't understand that it's not now, like my age now, right? So growing up, it's regular shit, you know what I'm saying? You go to school, come home. There was a park across the block from me. I go to the park, ride my bike, you know, regular little kid stuff. But when you not understanding, like when you come home and you on a bus, you know what I'm saying? You seen them packing kids in the back. I never sat in the back of the bus with like kids because I went to Catholic school, but everybody on the bus was really not from my area. And elementary or high school? Elementary.
He went to all of them.
All my life I've been Catholic.
Dang, I thought it was just that shit ass.
All right. So it was St. Joseph or
Nah, what are we talking about?
we're talking about middle school.
Middle school now was St. John.
St. John.
It's not there no more. It's a charter school now. But yeah, I went to St. John the Baptist. It was on Hart and Lewis. Hart and Lewis, I
Look
believe.
at me, I don't know.
No. I'm just trying to.
But I feel like you trying to be.
Nah, she was a minute ago, right? So it was a Hart and Lewis. Perfectly like, you know, it was murder right up the block. I didn't even know this. They used to call murder act. Didn't know that. Did not know that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they used to call murder act. I didn't know murder. 2 blocks.
Exactly what I'm saying.
So like, okay, so for you, because you got like a very like abrasive or just
Your aura.
yeah, like you know what I mean. You a hothead. Let's just call it what it is. You a hothead. You would say that you a hothead. So like, is that like shit that you got from just the shit that you saw coming up? Like you know you see, you know how niggas moving and you're around like that shit.
But probably, but not really like. Cause I don't know. Cause like, I feel like I've never really accepted disrespect, right? So like that comes from all angles though, right? So if I'm not gonna lie, like if I don't know Boobie, right, and I come to the park and you want to play with my basketball, you know what I'm saying? Like just regular stuff. I'm just like, why you want that? Good. Okay. I'm not thinking like, oh, he's a good person. I'm thinking he's trying to steal my shit for free. That's like the mentality that you just have to have. First, when you're only child, right? You're only child, so ain't no one really looking out for me when I'm by myself aside with my friends that I'm with. But when I'm like elementary, like my friends is not coming to the park with me on my block whenever I want to go to the park. So majority of the time I'm by myself. So I've always had that mentality just like to protect whatever I have. Period. You know what I'm saying? I guess that just like, yeah, like it's not really I'm a hothead. It's just really like
we talked about it.
It's just really like if I don't know you, bro, I'll automatically think like you trying to.
Because you instinctively feel like someone's trying to try you, bro.
But I guess I'm saying like.
But not off rip though. It's like you have to like say something.
You have to
keep that
engage,
feeling first.
yeah,
It's not like I don't know you and I'm just meeting you the first time and I'm off rip.
There's some niggas like that.
Defensive. It's like oh, if I'm talking to you, you say something stupid. What you mean? Like why you just saying that?
But we usually feel like, in a sense, I don't know like anybody else, but like city kids got none of Boobie from like outskirts. We come inside the city a lot. Like we have that. Like we talked about before. Like you were saying how like why do New York like why do we have that such like hostility and why we try to portray such a like hard and cold masculine like horror. It's like not some shit depending on the person either. It's gonna be like, well, like you said, I feel like you're trying to try me, and I don't know you. That's one of real.
And like that's my shit though, cause like growing up in the South, like the community, everybody in that shit is like a family. So you feel me? Like I know, like you feel me?
Nice.
For example, like I was outside Jack Stoop, y'all looking and say like how this nigga moving, whereas with us, we outside the Stoop chilling like just balls free, cause we know everybody in the whole hood. Like we know Miss Johnson from down the street. We know like we could go knock on their door like, hey, your son home, and she like, yeah, he right here. We just walk to the crib like, somebody knocking at the door. Who that?
Yeah,
That's how y'all got guns in y'all cribs.
It's a fact.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's just stand your ground over there. Like, y'all be chilling. Like, yo, come in if you want to. Like, what?
I'm saying that. I mean, yeah, but like, but even what happened, like, but like people got it in itself because obviously you know you gotta protect yours. You feel what I'm saying? But like in in New York, it's just like this. It's just this always like niggas always got this mentality. Like niggas just trying to like hurt. When I came here, I told you when I first came here, that was a shock to me. Like I would just say regular shit. Niggas is like, yo, what you mean? What the fuck wrong with you now?
So have a good day. Shameen have a good day.
Regular
Same.
Regular shit though, bro. Like I be like, nigga be chilling like so. For example, when you walk down the street in South Carolina, like it's just known. If I walk past you, like we make eye contact.
Nah, you can't.
I'm just saying like, let's say we walk past each other, right? One of us. I walk past y'all. We see that was good. You good? What's up? Like just keep walking. Ain't no. How you do that shit in New York? What the fuck you mean? What's up? Like what type of time you want?
Yeah.
What time? Hold on, flag.
That means you know me. I don't know you. Why don't I know you? But you know me.
But why you saying what's up? It's like, bro, because what's up is a regular ass.
Nah, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Like I said, it's not really
wow.
Wait, so hold on.
You can't tell me what's up. Like I'm saying,
I'm not much more mellow than I used to be.
But it's good. It's like
No. Yeah, so going off of that, was it something that happened to you, or do you feel like it was like a learned behavior you kind of picked up
Yeah,
on?
you just being.
Can you pinpoint it to one particular moment, or it was just like?
I can't really particular moment, but like shit that you see.
Yeah.
Like you see dudes getting beat up for no reason. But they was on the streets, right? Like you just see that. So when you see that, you gotta understand like that can happen to you. You just gotta understand that, right?
Real life though.
That is real life. But it's different because like if you don't see it, literally see it. Like you walking down the street and someone passes you and you see dudes running past you, going to that dude just walk past you, and they beating him up because of whatever reason they got going on with him. You know, like that put a click in your mind, like, oh shit, like he could have never spared me. He could beat me up for seeing that.
Let's see, like, okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like in the South, right? We do it. So, like you said, when niggas walk past, niggas just get his ass whooped. That mean that nigga that just got his ass whooped, he was in some shit. Like something happened for them to like pull up, because most in the South, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like we, like, oh yeah, like I just have this whole different. Like, okay, we do live different, but it's like niggas is shooting. If a nigga, you would shoot the field one down. You know what I'm saying? Up here, this is the most I see niggas get jumped up here. Like I got something like 4 or 5 times.
Niggas don't really shoot the field.
They mean it's losing, it's clip.
It's like, you know what I mean? One, and the shit, you get your fade with him, you feel me? After y'all get your fade, that's it. You feel me? Unless he pull up with some people, then okay, now we all get the rock out. But you shoot your fade with him, go about your day. That's it. Unless like you want, I'm saying like, okay, you disrespect me.
Just don't happen.
Like, okay, let's say you disrespect me, right? You disrespect me, I come to you, we gonna shoot our fade. Even if our homies get it, they gonna let us get our fade, that's it. But like now in New York though, it ain't no fair one. So the minute they see me whooping your ass, all them niggas is jumping in. Like,
But if it's the homies though, but if it's the homies, like we both homies and we get it on.
Listen, if you get your ass whooped,
Just get your ass whooped. Now I respect that. I respect that.
Facts.
But what I'm saying is like,
get your ass whooped.
if you get your ass whooped and my niggas don't know you, they jumping in.
If you disrespect, y'all got a beef, right? Okay, I'm playing. If y'all got some shit going on, and
But it gotta be.
let's say me and Nick don't know each other. We got a little shit, whatever. I come at him crazy, whatever. We about to shoot a fade. Let's say I know Lex, I know you, who we with. We shoot our fade. They fuck me up. I ain't gonna be mad at y'all. I'm jump in because why? I'm letting this nigga whoop my ass. That's not a crazy problem. That's on me. Because first of all, you can't talk shit if you're not gonna be able to hold your own.
See, that's the difference.
Whereas
New York
y'all
talking
niggas,
shit.
that's what I'm saying. Y'all niggas be like being hard, but niggas be pussy. I'm sorry. Niggas be soft.
But hold on, but
That's the same.
just because you lose a fight don't mean you pussy. Just because you lose a fight don't mean you pussy. What makes you pussy is
if you talking shit to a dude, he whoop your ass. Like,
Nah,
nigga,
pussy. You can't fight.
Nah,
That's why I'm saying pussy is not a prerequisite to not getting fucked.
that's what I said. Oh, so why you talking crazy? You can get your ass whooped.
He thought you had it.
yeah, like you don't know you're gonna beat a nigga up.
Yeah, like that's just a
I think
You don't know. You don't know, bro. You don't know, bro.
Right.
You just don't know you gonna
You don't
beat
know
him up.
how bad that nigga close when you fight. That nigga might be a championship kickboxer.
We gonna give it a beat. We gonna give it a beat. All right, cool. Everybody, you fought a lot. Okay, nah.
Few times, yeah.
But the niggas that fought, we've all lost a fight before. So I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is though, I'm talking about the niggas that talk crazy, but they know. They bank on their friends to jump in. That's what I'm saying. Ain't no.
I feel like, you know what it is? I feel like niggas jump in when they see their man's getting fucked up because they know their man's lost.
Yeah.
Unless they start fucking you
boom,
won't.
back, okay, boom. If I see Lex pull up on a nigga, I already know, like, Lex pull up, I got faith in Lex. Like, Lex gonna piece. I'm a Lex gonna piece. I ain't think
I'm not gonna.
Lex gonna hand. I ain't
I'm gonna keep
I'm there for the other niggas act stupid. But I already got faith for Lex. But it's some niggas that go to the fight knowing like we might have to jump in for this.
I feel like
that's what I'm talking about. Like he didn't really like that. We got
then his basis like off the type of group, because you don't have a group like you said, like niggas will jump in and start fucking the nigga up who was fucking you up, versus like how you just said, yo, you know for a fact Lex gonna fuck that nigga up and you don't gotta do shit. And even more so, Lex also know if he getting fucked up, he know that's his L. That's his L.
Nah, I ain't his L. I ain't hold you. I'm gonna the buck. If I see him get I'm in it, bro. I'm in it, bro.
You can't do that, bro.
I'm in it, bro.
It's a one-on-one. It'd be different if the whole group scrapping.
It's all for the extent though. I'm talking for me though. Like if I see Leon, I would like laid out.
Alright, see, laid out is different.
It's over. If I'm like out, if I'm out,
okay, that's different.
But if it's just fighting, yeah, it's just alright. Break it up, then we get back to it. Nah, listen, right? It's like break it up, get back to it. If I'm out, then I'm in. Because you know, like one-on-one, it really don't be really fair. I ain't gonna lie, because like once you do it on the floor,
it's a wrap.
You gotta, but if it's a one-on-one and everybody, you know what I'm saying, like you gotta wait till he get up back up, whatever, or he just don't want to fight no more. But some niggas, they really be on some, you know what I'm saying, you gotta see shit and just really keep punching nigga on the floor. And then that's when niggas like, alright, I wanna relax.
That's the thing, niggas not fighting for sport. Niggas
not
doing
that. Exactly. So I mean, knowing that, it's like if I see him, you feel me, like getting and a dude is really not letting him rock a little bit because he know he already got him. Cause you know what you gotta do, like you know, right?
You got that feeling. Like
then it's like, you bugging. I just have to. I'm not gonna think about it. Nothing. I gotta help this nigga. Like.
Okay. All right. That guy.
I just have to. It's like, and I feel like a terrible friend if I. What the fuck was that? If I just don't help you, bro. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I just it won't separate my spirit.
Alright, so okay.
It won't separate my spirit like nigga. So I can't let you go like that.
I was gonna say, you also gotta keep in mind who around you. You can't be mad at your friend that don't fight if he don't jump in. But I've been in that situation before. You know what situation I'm talking about. Niggas up in Toronto, it's just like, all right, I ain't gonna be tight at him if he don't jump in, because he already like panicking.
You know if your friend not like that, you can't expect it.
And that's what I'm talking about.
You can't.
Okay, but see, look, that's the thing.
I learned that the whole.
Okay, but see, first of all,
bro.
He's the quarterback. He wasn't. First of all, I'm never gonna rock with a nigga like. If it's ever a time like any of y'all, all y'all, I know for a fact, if some shit go down, y'all niggas is gonna fight, right? So I don't even gotta worry about that.
So I'm near like.
We gotta have off camera.
You see that in person though.
But what I'm saying is though, like, okay, so it's been niggas like, for example, like if I know, let's say if I see like Boobie, but not say Boobie, if I say like you, Lex is shaky when I know this nigga not gonna really fight like that, I ain't fucking with Lex, cause I know if some shit really pop off, he gonna be shaky with it. Like we can be cool, but you're not coming around, because when we outside, I need to know when I walk outside, cause anything, like I said in the last episode, anything can happen at any given moment. And with me coming to New York, I've been jumped so many times. I've been jumped twice on the same street that I live, like right down the fucking street. You know what I'm saying? So I know that can happen. So if I know Lex is shaky, you not coming around me like that when I'm outside. We could talk, text, whatever the case may be, but you're not pulling up on me, because I know when we walking somewhere, niggas pull up on me, I know for a fact he not doing shit. So like if you got a friend like that, why you even shit like walking outside? That's what I'm saying.
History.
It might not be, but you know what it is.
But niggas might not go outside with this nigga. I know full well that shit pop off.
Now I don't need an ambulance. I need to fuck these.
If niggas is jumping me, I'm not thinking like, yo, where this nigga at? I'm never.
I don't think it's
saying so you got a friend that you gotta be like, you questioning what he asks.
I don't think it's the group of people, like in the sense, like I feel like it's the person that's attaching themselves to you. If, like I said, if I don't fight and I know Boobie fight, I should re-evaluate my life, because I'm like, I'm the type of nigga. Hold up,
but also,
I'm not like that.
But we not like that.
I know y'all know, but I'm saying in that situation, you should know yourself to be like, hold up, I'm hanging out with dudes who really about it.
And like that.
And I like that. And not to say they gonna start some shit, but definitely if shit go down, they gonna start, they gonna handle that.
I don't start nothing. I start
you want to be around people.
That's crazy.
I say nothing.
Nah, I don't start.
It's like hang with who you are. Hang with people who are similar to you in that aspect. That's how it's.
And that's what I mean. Like if I know, like you said, you're not like that, then I'm not gonna fucking put myself around it like that. Cause I know some shit about Paul. I can't really bank on him. I gotta be worrying. Like, okay, if it's 3 niggas, they about to jump me. I already know this nigga not. What the fuck I'm hanging out with? Like, I'm not saying that like you my protector. What I'm saying, but like,
Yeah, I'm not that.
Yeah, exactly.
like I know I got a question if you gonna fight for me, like fight with me. That's are you really afraid? You about to let me get fucked up? Even if you're not like that, I know people that don't fight. But like for example, my bro Jaquan, shout out to my boy Jaquan. He do music too. I'm gonna put his little shit in there.
You about to say he can't fight because this is a
I'm not saying I'm not gonna say he's not gonna fight, but he's more so reserved. Like he's more like chill. Like you don't really see him getting into any like type of arguments and shit, right?
I don't know.
Kind of like
a lot of niggas like
you see how we said, we see how Boobie's not the type of like Boobie gonna be out there. Like me in the club,
Crazy.
Boobie gonna watch something like he don't say nothing, right?
Boobie crazy.
Nah, this nigga Clark Kent though.
Now I'm saying, oh, you talking me?
Niggas be tripping. It's like Clark Kent in the flesh right here.
Okay, but I'm just saying though, but if some shit happened with us though, Boobie is fighting, right? But
Actually, no.
if 6, 7, okay, next question. 6, 7, 8 niggas like
Trusting. We was at the party. It was like some fraternity party, and then some shit was going down, and he grabbed me. Nigga, Boobie grabbed me. You see, ooh, son. I was like, oh my god, why?
No, I don't remember this.
You know,
I was probably too lit.
well, like, so with the nigga Jaquan though, because like, okay, so we had this is middle school, you know, we was playing building scene. I hit 3 because my building scene IS to 11. Y'all know, anybody that watch it, y'all know that was those two like they had like a little beat. So yeah, middle school shit. That's what I'm saying though, right? Whatever the case may be. So we playing there.
Middle school got beat.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, this is
You all Catholic school, that's your problem.
So
me and Hayes don't fuck with what's the other school?
That's high school.
I'm just saying though.
Middle school we talking
Hold
about.
on, let me. Okay, so look, so we.
What was the beat?
It just the schools just had beef for whatever reason. I ain't know, but we playing that. While we playing that, niggas is like arguing and all that shit. So niggas is going back and forth. So I hit a 3. So the nigga on the sideline talking shit the whole game. Yo, this nigga ain't shit. My guy like 28, right? So I hit a 3. Turned to me. Like, feel me? This is what I remember. I told you. I learned that was different. Remember, I told you when we came here is when I learned that whole. We don't do that in time. But I know when you say that, it's a fighting term. So I said that. Yeah.
Oh, you played this.
So I turned to him. I said whatever. So after he's all back. Yo, number 23 after the game, we gonna see him. So after the game, whatever, I see dude, I look at him. He like whatever. I told my coach, I said, look, after the game. I mean, I done said something, so I just want y'all to know. We going to the car and make some shit. Like, whatever, go there, they ain't say nothing. 2 weeks later, we playing football at the little church by Rockaway Parkway in the shit. So after we done, these niggas go to McDonald's. They're like, yo, they want to pull up? I'm like, hell no, pull up. You about to go home. Jaquan took the L with me. And y'all know the little side shit to Rockaway Parkway, the M train? We walking down that street. We walking down that street to that little side shit. We walking down that street.
That's really the spot.
I'm saying though, so we walk into the L train, and then I see 2 niggas, and I'm like, fuck. So okay, whatever. We walking, me and Jaquan talking about dumb shit, middle school, like fucking cartoons and action figures and all that shit. So we walking. Next thing you know, the 2 niggas like, yo, you remember me? Look at nigga like, because it's 2 weeks ago, like, and it's basketball, so I don't really remember your face like that.
Especially people that's in the crowd.
I'm saying, so I don't really remember that. So he like, you remember me? He's like, yeah, man, remember Mr. Sucking my dick? Remember number 23? So he said that. Alright, whatever. So the niggas said that, the niggas, I look to the left, it's like 20 niggas right there. So
That's a lot. That's okay.
I'm saying, right? Middle school shit though.
So it's 20 like. That's tough.
So the nigga I turned to Jaquan because like I said, I turned to Jaquan because like I said, I know he's not that type of dude. Like I'm not saying he's like soft, he's not gonna fight, but I know that's just not his personality. So I turned to him, I'm like, look, bro, if you leave right now, I ain't even gonna hold you.
Oh, that 20. I'm not saying that. I don't care.
10 toes.
I said, if you hold you.
I said,
if you leave right
I'm gonna get 10. You get 10.
Swing for the fences.
said, look, if you leave, bro, I said, look, if you leave right now, I ain't gonna hold it to you because I already know.
Hold it.
Before he could even answer, all you heard is a glass bottle break.
Nah, they got glass.
This is the 7th grade.
Glass?
Bro, all you heard is, I'm like, oh, nah.
Who was that?
It was a glass bottle. Who? It hit the ground like something like bro, so we stand off.
No. Cause that mean like it's
Wait, hold on. It was the niggas or Jaquan?
the next niggas is what?
Bro, me and Quan right here.
Who had the glass bottle?
The nigga across the street. Look, it's 12 niggas said, or 2 niggas said, this niggas across the street, cause they know like, okay, these niggas run, they gonna run, cause the street right here. So they know these niggas gotta go this way. So they had niggas set right. First of all,
I've been in that
this is
situation.
fucked up part, cause I'm thinking, how the fuck y'all know we play football and we leave at this time? That means y'all niggas sat and watched us play the game.
Yeah.
You could look into the shit, right?
But that's the shit. Remember that was the OG was talking about before.
Training rock with Paulie.
Cosby over there.
No, that was the shit OG said to us yesterday on the P4.
Like niggas deliver.
Like niggas would be like, alright, what they would wait and be like, I remember that shit. Like you remember me? Like I would come fuck you up now. I'm not gonna get you like right after.
Word.
I ain't gonna get you a day after. I'm gonna wait till you probably get. I'm gonna catch you lacking in the streets. That's how it is.
That's devious.
Bro,
If niggas use their powers for good, honestly.
that shit.
But hell no, bro. Nah, I'm not letting that slide, bro. Cause if a dude hit a bottle,
No, he like that they threw it.
I want to know what did J-Con do? That's what we came.
You know it's
What did he
That nigga
do?
J-Con.
hit a bottle. The next intent, bro, is to literally endanger you. Slice it.
But that's not as easy as it looks. To break a bottle and get an edge like and a handle. That's
Yeah, it's not.
Nah, sometimes.
It's not.
That shit was shattered.
But I'm not saying like that's like it's easy, but that's your intent.
I feel you.
So if that's your intent, you won't be here with me, bro. If you leave me, bro.
No, he didn't break a bottle. They threw the bottle. Okay.
Oh, alright.
And it broke. So then when I heard that, I looked at this nigga, he looked at me, and he was like, nah, we ain't gonna take this time. So the nigga tried to grab me, and then like I slapped the nigga hand down, and I was like strong back then. So I slapped the nigga hand down. So then these niggas tried to swing on me, I moved, and then Jaquan went right in the street. Cause he played football, so that nigga
Out.
Gone. Football again.
these niggas throwing mad shit at me. Like just mad shit. I got hit with a fucking glass in my leg. I'm like, what the fuck? But anyway, I feel like this. Huh?
Why you ain't run too? If he runs, I'm running.
Nah, I tried to. I was the target because I said, you know what I said. So they like,
Oh, so he's on you.
they was just thinking about me being there. They wasn't knowing he was there. So they like, fuck it.
Nah, it's crazy. Some niggas be like, yo, get that nigga chick.
Exactly.
They do that, but they main focus. Like I got, like okay, they got 3 bottles, so they probably do that one. These two's coming to me. Like what I'm saying. Like I said,
Yo, fuck all that other shit.
but that all I said like so. Like I'm not gonna hold it to him if he would have left. Though. You feel what I'm saying? Cause it's like you not that's not your type of your energy. So I'm not about to put you in a situation like I'm gonna do that. It's fucked up, and I'm not, and that's fucked up for me to even because one he wasn't even there. Like he wasn't on the ball team, so he don't even know. He just played football with us after school, or whatever. But he came.
That's your man.
Me and Jay Go, we got cooler after that. To be honest with you, because I saw he said I ain't leaving.
That was your man.
See, that's what's up.
We was cool, but like the fact that.
No, the thing is, I peeped that earlier, but he's dragging it. He's dragging it.
I mean, I did. Like, do that.
When it was over 1 hour, I was like, all
Yo, we
right.
on time, bro. Can we like?
For the fucking team.
You know what he looked like?
I need to see, bro. Yes, bro. I want to see. You know what?
That's not
1, 2, 3, and 4 got me. Bro.
He pointed accurately though.
I know exactly what everybody.
Leon is on a.
The nigga kid next door, the nigga number 4 in the hell.
Alright, so
No.
alright, so get off this nigga.
Well, put your. Good.
Don't worry about it, bro. We're good.
What would you say that you're still like learning about yourself? Like you obviously, you know, yeah. What would you say you're still learning about yourself, figuring out, discovering about yourself? Because you always every day, you know.
Generally or like specific topic? What do you mean?
Like in general, what is it that you still finding out like about yourself as far as like it could be deep, personal, or like on the surface shit? Like what is it?
one thing I know I gotta that I've been working on is just replaying stuff in my mind and not reacting off instinct. Right? I've been every day working on that because certain thing where as far as it may be anger, but it's not anger per se. Really, it's just like whatever going through my mind at the point, and then you just say something I don't like. But also have to understand that you may not even take it that way, right? So I'm also putting other people's tone of voice or their actual way of thinking into what they say, right? But then again, I would also go and say if I'm talking to them, I don't know you. I'm just talking about generally I'm talking about people that I know. I'm just trying to really be on a surface level where it's I can take information and also replay it in my mind, understand who I'm talking to, and then give the feedback of how I can feed you the information that you may need. You know what I'm saying? So
Can you give me an example?
An example? You can. Tell me.
Yes, you can. This week at work, you can give me one.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, at work? I mean, yeah, but I don't
Junie, so I just want to clarify my thought real quick. So what you're saying is basically...
Yo, bro, I'm not going to talk to you. Don't ask me no questions. If I'm super there, don't ask me no questions.
Don't look at me, son. Just listen. All you got to do...
Go ahead, be careful.
What I'm saying... what you're saying is you get to a point probably where you probably thinking, overthinking type.
Yeah, bro, I'm
and then some say I say some shit, Leon say some shit, whoever say some shit that has a certain tone that probably interjects.
Not even tone, just whatever you say. My mind go 100 miles an hour. So what you every day, all day.
So instantaneously, what you're saying is whatever it is gonna blow yours.
Nah, not whatever it is because it depends on if I know you. Do you know what I'm saying? If I know you, I study. In my mind, I study how you would approach me. How you would, at this point, you know me and you know what I'm saying? So if I know Boobie, he would never just make a joke about some shit that would probably from anybody else can be tight.
Yeah.
He would. You know what I'm saying? Leon would, but Leon would do it in a conservative way. You know what I'm saying? Leon would do it where he won't do it straightforward, but he would make you think about it.
Think about it I could be mad at you, but I knew you chilled out.
But he I want you to be mad. But are you really gonna be mad? That's Leon. You know what I'm saying? Dog, he's gonna say what he wanna say just to see that face of how you are. You know what I'm saying? I know that, right? So I know that if he don't do that, I know, this nigga, you know what I'm saying? This nigga really fuck me or this nigga he looking at me different. He looking at me he think I can't take that, which I can, but I know who I'm taking it from. Right now, it'd be surprised if the same reaction from him come from you. I'm oh, nigga like that?
No.
Oh.
He didn't do that. Yeah.
You like that? Okay.
Yeah, he done told me. He was I already know, if I don't get an asshole joke from you, I'll, hold on.
It's what you mean?
He's
but I know if you actually ask me about my day, Nate fuck with me. Nate want to know how I am today, right?
If I'm asking about your day, 3 seconds later, I don't give a fuck though. Or
if he asks you about your day and you say too much, I ain't gonna ask you about all that. That's a very what? I'm bro, you just ask me how my day was.
I be playing though, but I get that from my grandmother, bro. My grandmama, she just but I'm saying though, she just my grandma showed I told you that before, it was tough love. So it was okay, all right. I didn't ask you for you to say all that. It was kind of tell me what I needed to hear, not what you think I wanted to hear. So if I asked you to give me the broom, I don't need to hear about everything else why you couldn't get it. No, could you get it? No, because you shut up with all that other stuff.
Straight to the point.
Word. Wait, so hold on. I want to go back to something you said. You said with yourself you were kind of discovering that you shouldn't react, right?
Yeah.
So you realize
I don't really think.
Yeah. So going off of that, would you say that's one of your flaws? And if not, what is your biggest flaw?
That is one of the flaws. That goes with everything that that I don't think before I read it, because that goes, we're saying with everything. That goes to conversation, that goes to certain experiences, that goes towards like just
overall.
Overall, like if you react to whatever situation you're going through before thinking, that can go towards everything you do on a regular basis.
There's consequence to that. Yeah.
So on the flip side, what is your greatest thing about you that you like?
Everything.
Can I rephrase your question?
Go ahead, yeah, my fault.
What's one thing you think when people meet you or when they know you, they leave with like, I like that nigga Floyd because
Look at this man.
Because
You want me to be in the school.
I come in with like a regular vibe. Like, I don't come into a situation where like I'm expecting someone to be an asshole. Like I just come in and be me. I've always been. No matter if you feel comfortable with me being me because I'm taking whatever type of attention from you, that's your fault. In my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll always be me. Regardless if you like it, or she or he like it, vice versa, she like it, if the shorty's there, whatever. I've always been me. So I feel like that's my greatest asset to like whatever situation I'm in. Always be me.
So
yeah, I'm always myself. Always myself.
That's what's up.
Alright, so you earlier you mentioned as far as like disrespect, right? Where would you say that like from when you were younger it was that when disrespect arrives to you, it just triggers you immediately? Like what was it? Like you saw it as like what did you get it? Like was it something you just received as a kid? Or like what,
Nah, honestly, it just comes from like being the only child, right? Because like when you're the only child and like your only like friends that you see on a regular basis is your family, it's a different story. You know what I'm saying? It's not now like I hang out with my friends in this yard, right? My friends is my cousins, whatever it could be, right? So it's like we don't see each other every day. So being that, it's like I just always been on the edge, and plus my dad and my mom's like they not regular parents. You know what I'm saying?
like I asked that because I know, so like you and your mom, they don't have like I don't say.
Now we have a good relationship, but what I'm saying, I'm more like it's a relationship where like I'm with my moms, and my mom is probably like the average mom. My mom's the mom's like if you fell down, she's not calling you, like she's telling you to get up. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like, she's telling you to get up. Why you fell for? Or like you got beat up? Nah, I'm about to beat you up. You shouldn't have got beat up. Like, yeah, it's one of those, right? Like, keeping the buck, like, my dad is another story too. Like, my dad is like, no nonsense type of guy. Like, he's a military guy, so it's like, he don't really know, like, the sensitive way to deal with a child either. Because he's also his youngest out of 9, right? So, he taking more risks too. Like, he's not really getting a fair share of an emotional.
So
you know,
his emotional intelligence on bronze.
It's a fact. It's a fact.
So
both parents.
So with that, right? So would you say that as a child, being an only child, do you feel like you received? Were you missing things that you just wanted to be parents that you just wasn't getting? Like, you know.
As a child, nah, because I don't know nothing else.
I'm just okay. Looking back, I'm just saying it's like okay, dang. When I was a kid, like I wish you could have probably did this,
like something different.
Like granted, all those things made you who you are today, like how you are now. What I'm saying is like looking back on it, was there certain stuff you feel like, damn, like okay, maybe when I was a kid, like, I wish my parents would have did this for me, or they would. Like looking back, 2020 hindsight, obviously.
Looking back,
and put it like this. Remember last time we was having a conversation, you said, to a point, your sense of what's normal came from not from your home, more so like when your friends came to school and told you shit about what they was doing.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you learn shit from too. Like outside.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, that's a tough answer. 'Cause honestly, I don't really know that still.
Talk about it. That's good. Because it's not the toughest question you won't get to.
Nah, seriously, I don't really.
But yeah, y'all saying like it was certain stuff that y'all, you know, as far as like with y'all parents that y'all, when y'all look back on, y'all was like, okay, like not just you, Floyd, like any of y'all, y'all like, okay, I wish me and my parents could have had this, and I wish it was. Like I said before, obviously, yeah, how y'all grew up, what they did is kind of how you are now. But looking back on it, is there things that y'all was like, dang, like I wish my moms or my, well, I know some was gonna have my pops, but like my moms or whoever it was in our life would have just did this.
Shit. I know personally with me, his father was present. I would love that. Easy. But, you know, I locked up. I got a crazy good stepfather.
Yeah.
But you know,
his name, bro.
Yeah, Mr. Marty. If you ever get on YouTube and you watch this, I'll change you. For real,
man, Mr. Marty.
Not to discredit anything you do, but I feel like it's different when you know, like, I literally come from this nigga and he's here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a different feeling.
Like, I came from him and he also, like, chose me. It's another, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, that's a strong word.
At the end of the day, like,
People that word chose.
At the end of the day, regardless of what's going on, whether, like, granted, I'm not married, I've been married, I don't got no kids, so I don't really know what's going on in that situation, but there's a point to where, like, even if you don't rock out with the person that you had a kid with, you still got to choose whether to be there or not. That's still a choice on your part. She can do everything in the world, you can still be there for your child in some aspect.
So,
Oh yeah, I was gonna tag off on my phone.
No, I said go ahead.
Oh yeah, boom. Granted, not to say my father wasn't there in any aspect. Financially, that's what he does. He thinks if I send bread, that means I give a fuck. Not really talking like, yo, how was your day? How you doing? I ain't seen you in a minute. Let's go here, there. Not my dad. But my fault.
No.
I want to clear that up.
But tagging off along with that, like I kind of had a similar situation where my stepfather was the one that, you know, stepped up to be a father for me. So like I definitely am grateful for that, you know. But I mean, I do have word. Bro, it's crazy too because when he see this, he gonna be like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like thankful for that. But like with the same thing, like I had my father, actual biological father, like initially he was there, you know, buying me stuff, like that was cool. But then after a while, it just dropped off. And then after a while, it'll be like I gotta come and see him in order to talk to him, type of thing. And it's just like I don't know, it's a little weird, but. It is what it is, you know. Still got a great father, stepfather.
So you think, y'all would say if y'all had that relationship with your pops, it would have kind of enhanced who you are.
Yeah,
No doubt.
Yeah, definitely. Because it's a different feeling, I feel like, you know.
But at the end of the day, I'm who I am because of this situation.
Alright, cool.
Exactly.
I know how not to be at the end of the day, so.
Yeah, I like who I am.
Back to what you said, you like how you are. A lot of people don't like how they are. A lot of people have like a core struggle of just being who they are, and if just not having a problem with people accepting that.
It's because they want to change shit that's out of their control.
Yeah, right.
Think so? Because I feel like eternally not letting who you are, you have control of being who you are.
To an extent, but when you tie who you are to your past events, you confuse who you are with what happened to you. You know what I mean? So a lot of people think like who they are is what happened to them.
Like, yeah, right. Like so, like for example, okay, so like like our pops and stuff wasn't there, or whatever. So they holding that still as far as they like. Damn, you look at it like, I'm a great dude. Like I grew up this way. Like I'm a great in the present. Like I'm strong, responsible, independent, whatever the case, I can do whatever. But they still holding on to the fact that when I was 10, this nigga was my life. You know what I mean? So that's what they still holding on to that.
So you talking about not you per se, but the father.
For an example, I can't ride a bike. Yes, I can't ride a bike. I'm 26, whatever.
6 and you can't ride a bike.
Can't ride a bike. I don't give a fuck. I'll be making a joke, which I'm kind of serious, kind of not. What you mean? What your wife's proud about that? I ain't a father to teach me. I definitely could have taught myself how to ride a bike at some point in my life. But
He held
Be
it.
honest.
It's simple. Like, his job too.
Gotcha.
If I gave a fuck that much about riding, like, but
We gonna teach you how to ride a bike.
Word.
Nah, we not.
you don't say word. You supposed to teach me 2016, 2017, something. Don't do that.
That's tough.
You better trade Nate.
And we was there in the trenches, me and you, together.
That's so true.
That's tough.
I got a new bike now.
It was you bought that on like 3 days ago.
Yeah,
You still got the road, bro?
Facts, no. What you did the other day?
What's the vibe? What's the vibe?
We talking about that.
Yeah, Nate, why you don't like your pops?
Do you? Jesus!
I'll fuck with you.
Oh, so you with your pops?
Okay,
I'm
first,
not-
what would you say that you missed before you? What would you say that if there's anything you could point to that you'd be like, okay, I wish me, my mom's, or your pops had like in our relationships that would probably had like, what is it that you felt like, okay, they could have probably did this?
my mom wasn't really a problem. Like she was very like y'all know my mom. Like all the stuff with Floyd, but like most of y'all met my mom.
Yeah.
Facts.
You just included me in that.
No, you'll get to me. My mom is very like everybody tells like me like your mom's man sweet, like she's man loving. Like, so my mom, I didn't have a problem with my mom. It was just more so a thing of understanding and reasoning. But that's because when you grow up, you start living life of your own, like, and you start asking those questions like about your life. You sharing these sharing, and it's like I don't want you to do that. And it's like, but it's not your life to live. That's the only thing with my mom. My dad. Like,
So real quick, I don't have a dad.
I'm sorry?
nah,
I'm just saying.
Don't say it like that.
nah,
You're right.
like I had a dad.
I'm not right. I don't have a dad. I'm
And it's
just.
like, I feel like we're talking about Pokemon. I had a dad.
President, no, president, I was saying president.
Yeah, I had that card at one point.
I had a shiny dad.
He's legendary.
It's holographic.
Nah, I'm with it.
I could probably do that.
My dad was in my life, but he was more so.
Why you weak though?
Nah, because I'm gonna explain because the way he acts.
My dad was in my life.
My dad was in my life, but not in the way you'd want your dad to be in your life. You know, like. And I remember I told Donis back in college, like he was always talking about like. He was always be like, well, at least you have like a father, you know, and it's like, bro, my father not even a father to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm keeping 100. Because he didn't teach me the things I needed to be taught. You know what I mean? Like, was he there for when I learned how to ride a bike? To be honest with you, he started, that was like a half-ass project. I learned by myself. You know what I'm saying?
That's about it. How do you start?
He would spend the time, we'd do like a Saturday where like, he'd be off and like we'd go to Prospect Park and ride around the park, but then like it just stopped happening. Like it just wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
What did you learn before it stopped?
At least he started.
Huh?
Did you learn before it stopped?
Yeah, no, I learned after, way after. I learned when I was 16.
Right, so
That's by myself. Bro, literally, I went with my high school friends, I brought my bike, don't know why the fuck I brought that shit. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I just got on, I was like, yo, I kinda like know it's just like you just pedal. Like all I know is you gotta pedal. You keep pedaling, you're not gonna fall. And that's what I did. Went down the hill, and that was it. That's how I know that.
did you fall?
Yeah. I skipped the whole leg. It's just that my dad, like, I'm gonna keep it short. Like, my dad, every person pops out, like, everybody got issues, you feel me? Like, everybody got problems. And he just had too many. And it affected how he raised his kids and also his image to me overall. Like, after a while, like, I told somebody, I just like, I stopped looking at my pops like as a father and just more like as my man. It's like, yo, I'll tell you certain shit. Like, it's not, you know what I'm saying? I gained a father figure when I got to high school, my coach. I gained a father figure. I gained a father figure in college. You know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, I'm 18. You know what I mean? I'm thinking I'm well off, and I find him, I find a man, but like how Leon said, a man chose me to be a mentor, to me, and then also to like, help me through pops. Now, given the fact, probably not in the way that I would like, because at this point I know what I needed from a father, but he was still there more than my dad was in those aspects I needed him to be, bro.
You alright?
Hmm?
You alright?
Nah, it's just a really emotional topic.
I'm saying, you know.
Yeah.
Right?
Nah, that's funny.
Nah, I mean, I understand.
Bro, I'm kidding about it.
Happens, like literally, if you talk about it, like, otherwise it will come up, like, the feeling, but like, I'll be like,
And that's the weird thing about growing up that way. You don't really see too many examples in the home and like live and direct in front of you of how to be a father. So when the time comes for you to actually do that, it's like, how good are you gonna be at it? Because it's easy to be like, look at your father, if he wasn't there, like, I'm gonna do everything he didn't do. That's not always gonna be the best situation either. You might try to overcompensate certain shit. I know a lot of men end up being like, they hard on the son, they light on the daughter, like she don't get away with everything, she daddy's girl, but that ain't really the best situation either.
Oh, go ahead.
Talk about it.
well, I was
I'm gonna say talk about it. You could talk for 11 minutes and 28 seconds.
Nah, I don't know.
Why do you know the times?
I would say like with my mom, if it was one thing I miss with my mom, I wish we would have. I wish me and my mom. I ain't gonna lie, me and my mom had a great relationship. Like even I told you yesterday, I was telling her like, yeah, I smoke weed, and she was like, oh really? Like, so me and my mom always had that. I could come to her about stuff. It's just like I said before, she is like one of those parents that's like hard on you too. Like don't come to me about little stuff. Like you got into like you said, you got into a fight, you got beat up. Don't come to my mom with that. She will fuck you up. What you mean you got beat up? You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, like if any time I ever needed something, my mother will always go out her way. Like even if it wasn't right there, like if I wanted like the John Cena action figure when I was 9 years old, I may not have got it when I asked for it, but like 2 months later, she would make it till okay, he did say he wanted to, I'm gonna get it.
Can we talk about that? Never getting, not never, but like getting a gift never when you expected to get it.
Nah, I never, for me personally, like I wasn't one of those kids that was like, okay, if I wanted this, you gotta give it to me right there. It was just like, okay, I want this. But at some point, I would like to have it. And she would do it for me because at the end of the day, how we grew up, Southern, like you ain't have all the money in the world. Like I saw the conditions we grew up in, so I already know. Like money ain't that easy in this family. So I'm not gonna sit there like, oh, but to it, like, okay, you ain't get it to me, I asked on Saturday, by Sunday, I got it. Hell no, that's unrealistic. She's a single mom raising 2 kids. You feel me? Like, so I'm not gonna hold her to certain things. Now with my pops, not to make it a segment bashing pops, because there are great fathers out there who, you know, who's in their kids' life. You know what I mean? But for me, if it was something like I just wish my pops was there, because like for me, I felt like as if he chose the street life over raising a kid. Like he chose raising your name in the streets over raising your name with your son. So for me, it was kind of like, it was like. That was a bar. So like for me, it was kind of like, bro, like, and even sometimes he would try to come back, but it was like he'd come back, but it was to the point I got so desensitized to it. When you come back, I already know you gonna leave soon. Like it wasn't like I held you to anything. And for me, like I see kids with parents like pops in their life. Like when I was younger, I used to be jealous of it. Like if Floyd would have told me that when I was like 12, I'd have been like, nigga.
His cousin. His cousin.
But
like,
yeah, but like,
why you coming at me? Because my dad just gave y'all food. Like,
I'm saying like, I used to be like that, but after a while, it's kind of like, okay, this is just the life.
But the thing is though, his cousins have a fault. Like, so I never understood it. Like, their father in their life. Yeah, it was like, what? But then it wasn't something that Leon understand. Leon and y'all, I didn't know that. That was a run-on joke.
Then, like, me and my boy, like, we used to cut my cousin's ass. Just make fun of him. So, nigga said, I could ride a bike. This nigga, look at this nigga over here, he got a fall. Like,
yeah, but like, you know, when y'all remember when y'all first met me, I started, because that was once I got to the point where I started just thinking, I accepted what it was. Like, this nigga just not it. So, I accepted it already. So, remember, I used to say to Joe, like, damn, like, you just gonna say it like that? Like,
www.findmydad.com.
You feel me? Like, we about to be, you feel, so it was like, it was a joke, but at the same time, when I was younger, it fucked me up. So I wish that he was there. Not even just to like, just to like kick it with you about certain things. Like I don't want to go to my mom if Shorty bugging. I don't want to go to my mom like, yo, ma, this Shorty bugging. I want to go to my pops and be like, hey man, listen, when I was young, I had all the little honey, so all you gotta do is X, Y, Z. Like, you want to have that type of conversation with your pops. Like, you know what I mean? You know how you in your relationship. Like, you could go to him and say whatever, and you could talk like a nigga with your pops. Like, you just always wanted that shit. We could go play ball, like whatever the case may be. Like, I saw that. That's what I wanted. I ain't have it. But in the same breath, it kind of was like, I look at it and I'm like, damn, would I have been the person if I had him? Because I had to learn shit really the hard way. And I ain't never really like, I had step pops. I ain't really have that other male figure to go to besides my coaches. So realistically, from coach to coach, that was my male, the president of all figures I had. So it never was besides Coach Les, God rest his soul. Like, I had a male figure I really go to besides now, you know, Clint Miller, who's, you know, he's the president of my life now. I can't really, I would say that relationship with my pops, but after a while I stopped caring about it. I didn't really want you there.
Okay, so not going like if do you actually really don't care about it, or you just accept it because it's different?
Like, okay, so real quick, so recently, right, this over the pandemic, his girl, she hit me about my little, she 1 year old. Why is it that your girl reached out to me but you couldn't? And she's been telling you to reach out to me, but you just haven't. And you clearly know, because one time you called me about not changing my last name to Robinson. You called me about that, you got a problem with that. But you can't just call me that for a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, she got a Facebook and found it. She didn't have to do that to reach out to me about my little sister. She did that, but you didn't. So now I already kind of know Bob, you know what I mean? So then we kind of like, you know, we asked you whatever the case may be, but it's to the point now, it's like if you leave, I didn't grew up this far, I'm 23, I didn't grew up this far without you. If you not really here, it don't really affect me. I didn't got this far without you, and I'm about to start entering adulthood where you don't really want to lean on your parents like that anyway. I don't even want to lean on my mom like that. Yeah. So I hadn't leaned on you this long, so what am I about to lean on you now for? What do we got to talk about?
So you feel like it's too late?
It's not too late for you to have a relationship, but it's too late as far as me wanting or needing you. Like I don't need you. When I was younger, my mother was trying to raise me. I needed you to help my mom. My mother, like I said, she's a single mom with 2 kids. And this is shit a lot of people could connect to. But when I needed you, you wasn't there. So now I'm at a point where I'm making my own money. I don't really need you in that aspect. What I'm gonna call you. I mean, if I have a bad day, fucking take it on the chin.
Yeah, so yeah.
You know what I mean?
You gotta take it on the chin shit, like you just learned that.
I learned that when I was like probably like 20. You gotta take it on the chin.
Learn that, so just accepting the fact that like, good.
I'll be accepting it, and also I literally just don't. If you come around, it's a bonus. You know what I mean? It's a bonus.
Gotcha.
It's an enhancement. But if you're not there, like I said, 23, you're good. That's what you do. A day gonna be a 10.
I feel you. I ain't gonna hold you though. I got that same mindset, but I remember a couple years back, my brother first came back from the Navy. My mom told me, my brother didn't even tell me, my mom told me. They had a conversation about like how he really feel about my father like not being as present as he should, as he could have been. And it got real emotional in that room. So you might think you good now, you might think like you good off it now, or like you've accepted it fully, but the conscience is a funny thing. Like you good now, but shit might fester and grow.
Oh no, I ain't gonna have a Will Smith episode, but I ain't gonna have one episode. I had that when I was like 20, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's why therapy, I feel like
right.
At some point in your life, I don't really care what color you are, black, white, yellow, green, whatever. At some point, you gotta make your way there, because you gonna figure out shit about yourself that you didn't even really like know was affected by shit that happened to you 12 years ago. Yeah, we touched on it, but
good. I got a question for y'all.
And now this love shit for the birds. But I'm a crow, baby, please, so please wait your turn. Ushered in the box, it's confession, so please let it burn. burnt flesh from the passion. Now it's hot sex, we romanced it. 2 dead bodies all up over in your casket. And now it's